Okay, so we are now outside of this beautiful, beautiful trailer park that we see right now. It's on the ocean view, has ocean view for some of them. I did not live in one of them. But I will take you inside and I will tell you some that are for sale, the lessons I've learned from it, and why it doesn't matter if you start off in a trailer park or homeless or whatnot, because you can still make it. And I will show you some houses inside, some of the stuff that I've seen going on here, and my experiences, and hopefully you learned something, and then I'll give you my thoughts back when we're heading back out, because I do not want to film specifically inside too much, because I do value their privacy, these people, and we don't want to disturb them or get kicked out, because I still know some of them and they're really good people. So I'll see you outside. So this is where we've actually started our journey off as homeownerships, right?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't home ownership, but this is where
We rented our own place for the first time.
this was where me and her rented the first time ever. And it's crazy. I'm kind of filming a little bit so to preserve these people's privacies. But man, how crazy is that? This is where we started off. I lived in a double wide 5 years ago, right? Yeah, 5 years ago I used to live in a double wide. Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Has the most, and this is also where I got married to Allison. I'll take you there too. Man.
Make you guess how much it is.
Okay, so this house is for sale right here. Looks nice.
Guess how much it's for sale for?
I think it's probably going for 60,000.
$499.
499,000?
Yes.
No, can't be right, because
Yeah.
the lot rent's so high. Oh my gosh, so this one is going for 499. I'll have the Zillow listing showing here, but man, the lot rent's so high, so we're gonna check that out at the house, and I will show you that later on. So now we are in the park, and there's another one for sale, so let's go check out that one, and then we're gonna show you where we lived. So flip it around. This was the park. Amazing, amazing park. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Yeah, the park is gorgeous. Let's see how much you think this one's gonna go for.
300.
300. Oh, 370, you were right. 370.
Didn't Nana sell for like
40.
50 grand?
Yeah, 40,000.
How is that possible? 5 years ago?
Because
Is that from inflation?
no, because I think these don't have the ocean view here, or like the little pond view, and so if it doesn't have the pond view, they go for less money. So I mean, it just looks gorgeous. I mean, the views are just incredible. So let's go down on the path. That's the manager's office right there. Her car, I remember that one.
Yeah, they almost got us. You weren't allowed to live here. You were too young.
Yeah, I was too young, and we had a huge, we're freaking out about it too. But the office lady was nice and didn't care about it too much. So, I mean, look at this area. It's gorgeous wildlife. Super pretty area. Yeah. Super pretty. Super pretty. Rexy used to run around here and sniff and smell and do a.
This is where she learned how to be on a leash.
This is where she learned to be on a leash, and this is where she learned to be
A good dog.
a good dog. Man, a lot has changed here. Look at that. It just looks nice. So let me pause the video and I will show you the clubhouse and the house we used to live in. This is the clubhouse. This is exactly where we got married, and you can see the ocean view right back there. And let's go walk the bridge over here. They had a gym there too. So there was the gym. And now let's move over. So this is the bridge. This is where we started our renter's journey. And this was the views. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy how this whole thing came about. I don't know what's in the water. Just some leaves or something. They'll probably clean that out. And yeah, look at these birds are here just hanging out. Wow. And Rexy used to go to that beach right there and just hang out and run around. That's where she started loving the beach. And this was it. This was Nana's place. This is where we lived. This was the house. This was it, baby. This was it. Not a lot of stuff has changed. So I remember that this was the bedroom, and it rained so hard that it rained inside that window and down the wall. How crazy. And I remember I parked my car here, and she backed into my rental car and got it all fixed though afterwards, and she was really appreciative that we didn't go through insurance. And this was where I did all the gardening, the landscaping, and back there where the trees are, Rex used to run around in. So yeah, and there's another one for sale right there. So we already saw 3 of them for sale. Yeah, let's go take you to the clubhouse. Another one for sale. Here's another one for sale, but there's no cards in it. And we don't know what the price is, but I will give you all the detail in a little bit in front of the computer. But when we come over here and we look at that little pretty little, I don't know what you call it. I call it like a clubhouse. So let's go check this out and see how the views are. I mean, these are our stomping grounds. This was our first rental where we rented. This was our first, and yeah. Here's the beach, where it's a private beach actually, and yeah. Here's another one for sale. So there's so many for sales. I will check online on the website and see how many are actually for sale. But this one is super remodeled, and you have right across the street, you basically hear the ocean. You hear the waves. So this is prime real estate, but the lot rent's so high. And I learned a valuable lesson here that I will share with you as soon as we're outside the gates here. And yeah, we're almost outside, and I will talk to you as soon as we're outside. Okay, I'm now outside. I've shown you like 4 or 5 of them that are for sale, and it's really, really interesting. So what happened to us was that Santa Cruz, we were looking at houses to rent, and we did not have any money at the time. We were paying off student loans, trying to get married, try to do the right thing. And so her grandmother lived in this trailer park and was grandfathered into the rent. And now we are 5 years later coming back to where this whole thing started, And it just puts into perspective how fast you basically level up your lifestyle if you make small sacrifices. So if we would have not started off at this trailer park here with like $800 rent for a double wide, we would have never been able to purchase Lindsay Lane and then flipped Lindsay Lane into my new house in Las Vegas. I'm not going to show you the address. So that is one thing that I've learned. And they sold it, I think like 5 years ago. No, like 3 years ago, they sold that house, that 71 number, for $40,000. So you might ask, why would they sell you a house for $70,000 or $45,000? Well, it's pretty simple, because the lot rent, the HOA, was $3,500. So when you look at the HOA as a cost, it makes your house less desirable. So what happens is that when you purchase a house and your mortgage or your house value is only $20,000 because the lot rent is so much money, you cannot afford to have a huge monthly payment, because the lot rent's so expensive. The plot of land that your house sits on is so expensive that your house basically gonna sell for nothing. Because after her grandma died, unfortunately, God bless her soul, the lot rent went up from $800 a month to like $3,600 a month. And when you look at the $3,600 a month in cost, that's a huge difference from that is. So what happened is that the trailer park actually got sold up, and a Michigan company invested in that trailer park, and they jacked the lot rent up so much, and the city almost went broke fighting it for these people that were elderly, most of them were. And so the city said, this has to stop, you're going to bankrupt us. And so what we're going to do is we're going to settle, and these people that are living in it now are on a fixed rent, and you cannot increase it or decrease it. It's just going to stay like that till they move out, and then you can do whatever you want to it. And so that would basically grandfathered her in and us into that rent. So we were very blessed to have that opportunity to rent for $800-900 a month. Was the house nice? No, it wasn't. It rained inside, as you saw in the video. It had rats in the walls. It was just, and we actually improved the property a little bit to help them sell it. And we did landscaping. We did so much work to the house to make it more desirable for people. But it was just so much work. And the key takeaway is that I feel like in Santa Cruz, this happens a lot to people, that they buy something and then down the road, this deal all of a sudden turns really sour. Happened to these people in Lindsay Lane, where they put up the homeless transition housing units up right behind their backyard. And I feel like that's just a little common thing in Santa Cruz, that something like that might happen. And I don't know, I haven't heard about those horror stories in Florida from my friends in Florida or in San Jose, just in Santa Cruz, where they kind of do stuff like this. And so I'm not really stoked about it, because I feel like when you live in a double wide, I know they're making real nice ones now, but to jack up the rent to $3,600 just the lot rent is just not feasible. And yes, it's a very nice trailer park, but you're still living in a trailer park, because I think our trailer park was from 1960. And so we lived there in like 2018 or 17, and it was really shitty, because I'll tell you this one story. There was a storm coming over Santa Cruz, and we woke up in the middle of the night because the two walls that the bed was attached in the back wall, and there's these two walls right here, it moved like this. And I thought I was gonna freaking die. I thought that and it rained inside the windows, as I explained, and I was like, holy moly. And we were glad to get out, so we purchased Lindsay Lane from a hoarder, because that person didn't even remove all the trash. But we were so fortunate enough to buy that other place, still live at Lindsay Lane, and start remodeling. And we started remodeling right from the get-go where we weren't even living there. So and there we were super blessed that Brad, God bless his soul, helped us out with his contractors. And he was such a sweetheart. He will be forever in my good graces for helping us out and basically kickstarting our journey. Because if we would have had to do it by ourselves, it would have taken so much more time and so much more knowledge that we didn't have, that he basically just helped us out, showed us how we need to do it, gave us ideas, did things, and it was so crazy. And I feel like family is really important